Hey guys, my name's Dan. You've landed on Shredcraft Guitars. In this video, I'm going to compare this Fender Squier Stratocaster Affinity series to this Donner DST-200 Strat style guitar. Let's check them out. I'm going to begin the comparison of these two guitars with just by weighing them because they both have pretty much the same components. They're both poplar bodies, maple necks, blah, blah, blah. So let's see how much they weigh and go from there. All right, so I got the Squire on here. We're going to see how much this thing weighs. And it is weighing in at 6.04 pounds. I don't know if you can see that. All right, now I'm going to check the Donner. The Donner actually weighs in at 7.56 pounds. So, pound and a half heavier. All right, so that was pretty interesting. The Donner is about a pound and a half heavier than the Squier Stratocaster is, and they both feel about the same, so that kind of surprised me a little bit. I figured they'd be closer in weight. So now I'm going to check the width of the nut and the width of the neck at the 12th fret, and we'll check the fret radius. All right, so I'm going to start with the Squire and just check the width of the nut. That I have 39.8 millimeters. And then at the 12th fret, 50.7 millimeters. Okay, so checking the fretboard radius on the Squire, I have the 12-inch radius because I remember hearing somewhere that these were 12-inch radiuses. So I'm just going to start with that one. Whoop to, yep, and dead on. It's 12-inch radius for sure. Hey guys, before I go on any further, if you like videos like this, would you please consider subscribing to my channel? I'd really appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. Okay, so now for the Donner DST-200, the width of the nut is 41.3 millimeters, and then the width of the neck at the 12th fret, I have 51.6 millimeters. Now I'm just going to check the fretboard radius on this one. I'm just going to use the 12-inch radius that I did on the Squire. And this is also a 12-inch radius. So this one's a little bit wider at the nut, about the same width at the 12th fret, and they both have 12-inch radius. So next I'm going to check the scale length on both of these guitars. They should be 25.5 inches, and that one is dead on 25.5 inches. Now for the Donner, oops, 25.5 inches. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is check the resistance of the pickups, and as you can see, I have the Squire on the bridge position, and the pickup is reading at 1.8 ohms resistance. And then the middle position is still at 1.8, and the neck jumps up to 3.5. Now, I don't know why that is, but that's what it's reading at. Okay, so here we have the Donner guitar. Big difference with this is you have the humbucker single coil, as opposed to the 3 single coils in the Squire. So the humbucker is at 13.5 ohms. The middle pickup is at 5.2, and the neck pickup is at 5.5. So if we bring it back to the bridge, remember this guitar has split coiling, and it drops it down to 6.8 in the split coil. Okay, so a couple other points with the Fender Squier Stratocaster. This has only got the 3 single coil pickups, and they are staggered pole pickups as well. A single ply white pickguard on the front and on the back, small tremolo or a small block tremolo. It has a rosewood fretboard on this one as opposed to the Donner. Other than that, there's really those are the main differences, I believe, with these two guitars. They're both poplar bodies, and the maple necks. This one does have the those Squire closed tuners. I guess they're called sealed tuners, and that's about it for that. The Donner, on the other hand, has the humbucker pickup. Humbucker single coil. It has coil splitting, which the Squire does not have, obviously. It has a 3-ply, they call it an aged pick guard, front and back. It also has a small block tremolo. The fingerboard is called Perilla, and it has these vintage tuners, those vintage like Fender style tuners, which I think are really cool. I love those kind of tuners, and I love them on my Telecaster, and these ones stay in tune great as well. Pretty much, and of course these pickups are a lot hotter than the Squire are. Those are pretty much the main differences of these two guitars. Now the Squire Stratocaster is going to run you $250 to $300, the Affinity series, and this was, I bought this for, shipped to my house for $99, I believe it was. And so there's a huge difference in the price there. So that's the main differences. And yeah, we'll take a listen to them and see what you think. Okay, so I'm going to start with the Squire on a clean channel, and I'm only going to do a couple of positions, maybe the bridge, the middle, and the neck position, and kind of for sake of time. So here's the clean channel bridge position. All right, and here is the neck position. And the neck position. All right, so that is the Squire on the clean channel. Now we'll check out the Donner on the clean channel. Okay, so this is the Donner guitar on a clean channel. And one thing I'm going to add on this one is I'm going to do the coil split for the bridge pickup, just so you can hear the single coil sound. But this is the humbucker bridge position. We'll do the coil split. All right, and we'll do the neck position. And the neck position. Alright, so now we'll check these out with some distortion and we'll see how they sound. Okay, so here is the Squire guitar. Got it on a distortion channel bridge pickup. Here is the middle position. And the neck position. All right, now let's check out the Donner. All right, so here is the Donner guitar on a distorted channel. And again, I'm going to do the coil split with the bridge position. But here is the full humbucker. Here is the coil split. And here is the middle position. And the neck position. All right, and that is the Donner guitar. Okay, so a couple of things I wanted to mention about these guitars before I go on any further. When comparing these two together, the Fender Squier, the Affinity series, is going to run you around anywhere from $250 to $300 brand new. Now this one, I have a previous video on it. You can check it out. I paid $50 for this at a pawn shop, so I did not spend $250 or $300 for this guitar. That being said, there was a lot of fret sprout on the neck that I had to take care of. There was a lot of high frets, so I had to file or level the frets, you know, dress the fret ends, polish the frets, all that good stuff. That's what needed to be done just to have it playing comfortably and not get the fret buzz and stuff. The Donner guitar, I paid $99 for it. I literally did nothing to it but tune it up out of the box. There is no fret sprout. I did not have any high frets. This was right out of the box, a great playing sounding guitar. So I wanted to mention that. Now, when you buy a Fender Squier guitar, you have the Fender name with it, and you're going to have, you know, a lot more people are going to be interested. If you want to resell this, it's going to be a lot easier to resell something like this. You're going to get your a decent price for it, and as opposed to a Donner, this would be a lot harder to resell, just because of the name recognition. You know, when I bought the Donner, I just bought it because I wanted to see what they were like. I'd never had one, and it surprised me the quality of it. So I think a lot of people are like that. They kind of like, you know, scroll through when they're looking at these, and they don't pay much attention to them. Where they see a Fender Squier, oh, that's a guitar I want to check out. So, you know, it is what it is, but I figured that was worth mentioning. All right, so you guys, you tell me, which guitar did you think was the better sounding guitar, the Fender Squier or the Donner DST-200? To me, they're both keepers. I like them both. What I will probably do is put some new pickups and new electronics in that Squier, and it will be a great playing, great sounding guitar. The Donner, honestly, I'm going to leave it just the way it is. It's a great playing, great sounding guitar. I would have no problem with the way that one sounds and plays. So, you know, is it worth $250 to get a Squire, or $100 for a Donner? You know, you have to make that choice. To me, if I was a parent buying a guitar for a kid who's just wanting to learn how to play, I'd go with the cheaper guitar because I know the quality of it. You're going to spend $100, you're going to get a great quality guitar, and if the kid plays it for, you know, a week or a day or whatever and decides he doesn't like it, well, you're only out $100. You're not out $250 or $300. So, you know, that's my thinking on the two. Obviously, the Fender Squier, you got to have the name recognition with that. It's going to be a lot easier to sell if that were to happen. So, yeah, Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Check out my channel for some other ones. Like I said, I have videos on just the Donner, and I have one on just the Squire. When I bought it, set it up, all the work that I had to do to it to get it the way it is now. So, check out those videos and subscribe and like the channel. Would appreciate it. See you guys later.